Hello traders and investors, welcome back to the Trend Trader channel. For those that don't know, we have tried to cover cryptocurrencies in the past. Unfortunately, that was a losing battle because we have a horrible track record when it comes to crypto analysis. Nonetheless, hear me out. Let's see what we can see in the crypto market. As you can see on this website, FX Empire, they're talking about a 7-day winning streak within the crypto market. As you can see, in the past 7 days, some of the crypto have performed well. So whenever we are covering crypto market, we will not cover what is normally known as shit coins. We will be covering some of the more bigger coins. So the things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, maybe sometimes Cardano, but we will not be covering all the other meme coins or shit coins or whatever they are called these days. So we hope that depending on how the crypto market performs, this is something that we might add in addition to the stock that we cover whenever we do stock analysis. So once again, like I said, there have been a positive movement in the past weeks, not necessarily just in the past 7 days, but here on crypto or coin market cap, you can see in the last 7 days, you can see that Bitcoin has been up by over 22%. Now the price of Bitcoin is up over 21,000 US dollars per coin, so that is good. Ethereum is also back above 1.5. XRP, I'm actually looking for Litecoin, which is a much better coin than other coins. Yeah, we see Litecoin in the past 7 days, it's up 7.74%, which is about $88. One thing that you need to keep in mind is all the negative stories that have been happening around the crypto community, specifically the FTX issue that these people have been using the investors fund to do other funny things. So I think it is important that crypto investors, they understand that it is important that they store their own coins wherever they store them. You need to have your own wallet. Some people, they can invest in coins that are issued by brokers as indexes, whatever indexes that you'd want. But I think it is important that each investor, they have their own keys to their tokens or their coins, so that at least if you lose it, it's you who loses it. It's not another person that loses it. But there are many other comments around this, something being centralized, decentralized. But yeah, so it's some of those things. And last week we saw the guy SPF denying that they stole from those people, and there was also something that they had recovered, something like 50 or 5 billion of that thing. But there's a lot of other stories. You know, in this channel we don't always dwell into stories, we always look into charts. So let's go to the chart, and before we look at the chart, please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed, and please click the like button if you find value in this video. So now we are looking at Bitcoin over a 2-year period, starting from 2021 coming to just at the beginning of 2023. We all know we've been there, we were seeing the market. We know that Bitcoin was bearish for quite some time, starting after it reached that high around 64,000 US dollar per coin, and then it has been coming on a downtrend. We know that around 20,000 it did for quite some time. It tried to stay above 20,000 there, which was pretty impressive, but unfortunately it did fall a bit. I don't understand what is happening with my trading view, why it keeps on going on and off. But we saw that around November, then it gave up that 20,000 support, coming all the way to about just below 16,000 US dollars per coin. And then last week, not today, last week we saw that it pushed from just below or around 16,000. It started to come back above 20,000 per coin. So this is interesting, and this is why we're interested in this coin. You can see now we are looking at the weekly time frame, so we are starting a new week. So it is important that you understand whenever somebody shares a chart, it is important that you understand which time frame they are looking at, because if you don't understand the time frame, then you are going to have problems whenever you're looking at whatever they're analyzing. So this is the new week. The week is just beginning. So now this is where we are looking to take a buy position around 21,000 US dollars, and then we can set a stop loss just below the close of that previous week, or somewhere around below, slightly below 16,000. So that is the risk that we are taking on this position. Remember, since the Bitcoin has been falling, we are looking at BTC USD, so everything is priced in US dollars, because sometimes you can use a broker that price it in a different price format. So now, because it has been on a downtrend, when it moves up, we can expect that there's going to be an overhead resistance whenever it tries to come back to those previous resistance level, all the areas that previously act as an area of value. Then we can expect that there's going to be a bit of resistance as we move up there. But from around 21,000 coming all the way to just near 30,000 per coin, I think that will be a decent move. If you look in terms of risk to reward, that is about 1:2. We are not predicting that Bitcoin is going to go back to 30,000 per coin. We are simply saying that if that moves happen, at least we will have a position, and then depending on where it goes, obviously, then we can continue to hold Bitcoin. But as things stand, Bitcoin in our view is starting to turn bullish. But remember, nothing is we cannot be so confident about the move. That is why it is important for us that you always use a stop loss. So never underestimate the use of a stop loss, because the market can go in any other direction, and you need to ensure that you protect your principal. That is your responsibility as a trader, to protect your capital. The similar chart pattern can be seen with Ethereum. We see that it sort of bottomed here just below $1,000 per coin, and then started to come back here. The recent consolidation was a bit higher compared to this consolidation in terms of the lower levels. So what you see is a slightly different lower high, even though it's not the best kind of lower high that we would like to see. Same thing with Bitcoin. We saw that there was this push last week with a decent amount of volume, meaning that buyers really stepped up. As you can see, the volume, it is above the previous 50 trading days volume. So that is something that is encouraging. Again, we can take a buy position somewhere around 1,500 to 1,600 USD per coin, with the stop loss just below this last week closing candle. Same thing with Bitcoin. We can expect some overhead resistance happening up there, as the share price or the price of Ethereum trying to move back above them. It's always about trying to determine a low risk entry. Remember, risk is always going to be there. Risk is the possibility of a loss. Nothing is guaranteed. We can lose some money. So you need to make peace with that first before you take any particular trade. And also XRP, not sure if there's a positive. Well, XRP is not showing the best chart. That is another skill that you need to develop as a trader. You don't have to trade just for the sake of trading. Whenever you trade, always ensure that you take the best available setup. One of the setup that we were really interested in, you can see that Litecoin, it formed this nice base there, but now there's this near short-term overhead resistance. The one thing about trading is that you're never always going to get the security at the very perfect time. By that we mean that if we were to wait to see or wait for that confirmation, by the time it happens, the price of the coin will have moved up a bit compared to if we just didn't wait for it. Yeah, you can see this internet is giving me challenges, but you can look at this area of value here, which was the previous support. We can then say, okay, maybe we can expect that there's going to be resistance when the price comes here, and then maybe it start to trade lower. So if we wait to see if the move is going to, if the coin is going to break above this level, then at least we are saving our capital as we wait for confirmation. But the difference from $88 to just above $100 is going to be a bigger difference. Other people will want to get in because they think that they want to get in first. but trying to wait for confirmation, it will save you from a lot of heartache and pain. It is better to wait than to rush. So this is the situation with Litecoin. We are going to wait for that confirmation. We are not going to rush it until we see what is happening. And then I mentioned that we can also talk about Cardano, depending on what we see there. Well, as you can see, it's still moving downwards. If we're looking at crypto.com, it's also moving downwards. Nothing's happening there. And then when we look at Matic, or which is also known as Polygon, like I said, nothing's guaranteed on the market. We can see that it based nicely there, and then it broke above this level. But remember that there's this resistance error that happened. So when it broke above this level, it had a decent amount of volume. But last week, the price of Polygon, it started to pull back by nearly the same amount that it broke out with. So these things happen. This week we want to see which direction Polygon is going to take, whether it's going to come back down or it is going to continue to trade up. But now this is our new area of value. We're waiting to see the price if it can cross above $1.20 in there. So that is just a quick overview of the crypto market. Where are the trading opportunities? But in our view at this moment, the better trading opportunities are within the price of Bitcoin and the price of Ethereum, as we saw with the other coins that the setup are not that perfect. Well, there's nothing such as a perfect setup. Any setup can fail, but there are better setups than those setups that we saw in there. Because we saw that the screen has been flashing for quite some time. We would like to apologize for that. It is because of the slow internet that we are having at this moment. So once again, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you found value in this video, please smash the like button. If you have any comment or suggestions, please leave it in the comment sections. We will see you in the next video.